Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Woo Pig Podcast, coming to you live from the Insurance Max Studios, where we talking about everything Arkansas Razorback football and basketball every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. But it's Friday, so you know we got a special guest in the building. But make sure you check us out on the website at thewoopig.com. I really want you to experience peace of mind with Insurance Max, your one-stop solution for home, auto, and commercial insurance statewide. Don't wait. Call today for a free, no obligation quote. Secure your future with Insurance Max, where protection meets affordability. Dial now and safeguard what matters most. Give my guy Wes, Caleb, and Sandy a call. They're going to take good care of you. 870-534-2823. And the Woo Pig Podcast is streaming on all major platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Make sure you subscribe to us on all platforms. And if you enjoyed the audio-only version, you can check us out on Apple Podcasts, but we really rock with Spotify because you can switch between audio and video over there. We can't forget about the OG sponsor, 3M Electric, serving Northwest Arkansas. They are your trusted commercial and residential electrical contractor. As a SDV OSB, they're dependable and reliable with no job too big or small when it comes to your electrical needs. Contact 3M Electric, 479-408-9865. Let them know you heard it on the Woo Pig Podcast. They got something special for you. And the newest member of the family, Remax Platinum, serving Central and South Arkansas. You're looking to find your dream home, sell your property? Look no further than Remax Platinum, where client satisfaction is their top priority. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, Melody and her team, they're going to make your real estate journey real smooth and successful. You ready to take that step? Give my girl Melody a call, 501-366-4407. And let Remax Platinum know you heard it on the Woo Pig Podcast so they can help your real estate dreams come true. And as always, you already know who I got in the building with me. It's the bad little brother because I take him everywhere I go.
What it do, man? What's up, Woo Pig fam? How y'all living today, man? It's Friday.
It's Friday, baby. But, man, we come on here Friday bearing gifts, man. We got a special guest in the building. I mean, Super. You know us Hog fans, man. We crazy about our Hogs, and there was a lot of noise last year about the offensive line. So we did our best to get some offensive help this year. And, man, we got one of the big dogs that's joining us today. We want to give a warm round of applause. To Mr. Fernando Carmona, baby. How you doing, baby?
Doing great, man. Appreciate you guys for having me on, man. That trailer got me hyped, so ready to go. Glad to be on. And glad to be a hog, as always, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We glad to have you as a hog, man. Glad you decided to come and be a Razorback. But tell me this, man. How was the process of becoming a hog? I know you're a West Coast guy, Vegas. You played at San Jose State. I think that's right. Yeah, San Jose State. How did you become a Razorback? I mean, what was that recruitment process like?
Man, it was a really quick 2 weeks. Entered the name in the portal, I want to say like around December 10th. And then from there, man, it was just a bunch of Twitter DMs with coaches and just quick phone calls, just trying to get all of them in. And, Mateos, the offensive line coach at Arkansas, hit me up. And, at the beginning, I was just like, nah, no way that I'm going to Arkansas, no chance. Like, I've never really heard much of, like, Arkansas. Like, I don't really know what was over here. And, but it's the best decision I made. He came down to San Jose. He visited me, and from, like, there, we just hit it off. He actually met me at my burrito spot back in San Jose, and he had my burrito. And from there, man, we just kicked it off, and it's been a great relationship ever since.
Man, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you like a relationship guy?
100%.
You're real big on relationships.
100%. I felt really comfortable around him, and just kind of the words that he was saying, it felt right. And, me and him are both Cuban guys, so we kind of related on that right away. And we just touched on a lot of just family values and moral values, and from there, it just kind of just felt right. And then, obviously, I met Pittman, and that guy's awesome, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. So let's go back a little bit. I want to know, what was it like growing up in the Carmona household? Like, how was it? Like, how many siblings you got? Were you close to your parents?
Yeah, so I have one older brother. I'm the youngest, and so it was basically just him kind of whipping me in either video games, basketball, really whatever it was. I mean, I'd hardly
Yeah.
ever won. And you know how that goes. As a little brother, you just can't accept it. And I never really took defeat well. And thank God I had a great older brother, George Carmona. Man, I would beat him up after he whooped my ass. So I don't know if we can cuss him, but
You try to keep it clean.
right, I got you. But basically, that was it, man. It was just a lot of competing. My dad was a high school coach, so I was actually around football for a lot of my younger life. And
That's big.
yeah, and I actually didn't really catch the football bug until junior year of high school, but I'm glad I did.
That's crazy. Yeah, I saw your podcast you did with your brother, and y'all's camaraderie was really cool. I could tell y'all were close.
Yeah, man, I love that guy. He's my rock. He kind of helped me through the whole getting ready for being a college football player. He played 1 year at UNLV before tearing his ACL, so he kind of was just my mentor and just kind of getting me ready to be who I am today. So all thanks to him.
Yeah, absolutely. So what would you say like the biggest difference in Coach Mateo and your previous coach back in San Jose?
I think the biggest thing, man, is freedom. And that was kind of what I was also looking for when I entered the portal. My offensive line coach at San Jose, one of the greatest coaches, greatest human beings I've ever been around. And he basically showed me how to play offensive line because until I got to college, I didn't know what to do. He showed me the rope, kind of laid down the foundation, which I needed. I needed that foundation because being an offensive lineman, you have to be a technician. And he really taught me how to be that. And I kind of felt like I was kind of capping out my space with him. And I just also wanted to be around new people, learn from a new coach. Like I said, I only had one offensive line coach, and I didn't want to be my second offensive line coach, maybe being in the league. Like I wanted to learn from different people and just evolve my game. And but the biggest thing, to answer your question, is just the freedom. Mateos really just kind of gives me a bunch of tools, and he's like, you know what? Go out there, try them, fail, succeed, see what works, and then go from there, which I really enjoy.
Okay.
That's crazy. Cause like you said, when did you first get into O-line? Cause I was, doing my deep dive, and I seen a lot of highlights of you playing basketball. You was playing tight end, catching passes. I'm like, wait, this dude is an athlete. Like when did it kind of click to you? Like, or when did you first get asked to join O-line?
It was during the recruiting process. I really only had like two kind of big offers. It was New Mexico State and San Jose State. New Mexico State wanted me to play tight end, but were barely talking to me. And then my San Jose State coach, Josh Oglesby, was intimate on me being an offensive lineman. And funny enough, before I even started playing football, I always told myself, like, if they ever move me to offensive lineman, I'm quitting. Like, I'm not.
Facts.
Oh man, I think he froze up.
Uh-oh. We got to get my boy connected with 3M Electric, man.
Yeah, he froze up. So we gonna get him off the screen here for a second until he come back in. Let me
Oh man, that's crazy. So dang, that's crazy. The fact that he didn't even play O-line until college.
I know.
That's crazy.
I know, that's crazy.
Bro, I was watching his high school highlights, and I didn't see any O-line. Like, that's why I was so confused. I'm like, bro, I don't think this the right dude. He dunking on, I'm talking munching on people, catching. He was a tight end wearing like number 15. I'm like, this can't be the same dude. This crazy. That's wild. Man.
Yeah,
that is wild.
I'm sure he gonna dive back in here in a second, man. We gotta get him back on the line, man. While we waiting on him to come back in and kick it with us, I got a couple super chats. Hey, shout out Zach Fletcher, man. He always supporting the channel, man. We appreciate you for rocking with us, baby.
That's love.
He said, this is from the betting gods. We appreciate it, baby. Mama Armstrong in the building. She says, welcome, Fernando. We are excited to have you. We're going to put that one back on the screen here in a minute.
Facts. That out Mama Armstrong.
Man. All right, here we go. All right, there we go. We back.
There we go.
All right, cool.
I don't know what happened right there.
Oh, man, it happens. It's technology, man. That's what happens.
Right.
All right, so I'm trying to figure out where we dropped off. DZ, you was talking, but I forgot what you was talking about.
Yeah, I guess I was just talking about, the whole transition to O-line. But that's just crazy that you never really played O-line. So what kept you into it? Like, once they asked you to do that, because you said they were barely talking to you at tight end. So what kind of kept you into football, even though you knew you didn't want to play that position?
I think just entering in right away and just feeling the bondage of 5 offensive linemen, it was really something special. And I think kind of also being kind of like the unsung hero, I just kind of liked it.
Yeah.
I always thought I wanted to be the star, making the catches, making the touchdowns. And then once I found out, you know what, I could kind of smack somebody in the mouth and not just be unhinged.
Yeah.
I fell in love with it.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you this question. This is Arkansas based. I'm just going to ask this question. Out of everybody you faced so far in practice, who's been the toughest D lineman?
Man, there's a lot of dudes like Eric Gregory. That dude's strong. Cam Ball, dog. He's so fast. And then obviously you have Landon. That's the best of the best. He's so good at his craft. He's so twitchy. He's 6'7". He feels like he's 6'8". And but even on the other side, you got Nico, and that dude has his own element. So everybody kind of has their own thing that they specialize in. But I think just kind of the full package is Landon. That's kind of what you want in a D end. He's big, fast, and he's hungry to get the ball. And so going against him every day has gotten me extremely better, and I'm extremely best.
Yeah. I was doing a little deep dive, and I saw you had some highlights of you going up against Landon, and I was like, hey, he doing this thug thizzle out here. He ain't giving up nothing.
Those videos always look good because they're highlights, man. You can really make anything look good. But that's really I got exposed a few times, and you need those exposings to grow as a player. So he's definitely shown me a lot of flaws in my game, but you just didn't see him on Instagram.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those are in the archives.
Yeah, gotta keep them wet. Gotta keep them in the basement.
Right.
Facts. All right. So I know that, coming from the Mountain West. So, I'm one of the guys that I believe, they're good football players everywhere. But even outside of just the player aspect of it, what's the biggest difference you've seen, even just from the practices? Because, we haven't had any games yet. But what are the biggest differences between the Mountain West and the SEC so far? Because in the podcast with your brother, a big thing you talked about was wanting to get into a bigger league and play against bigger competitions. So what have you noticed? What's some big differences?
Man, the biggest difference has just been the knowledge that's in the building. From whether it's from special teams to Coach Petrino to Sam Pittman, everybody has so much experience and knowledge that you can only grow as a football player being around them. And so I think, there was a lot of smart people at San Jose, don't get me wrong. But, from top down from the roster, every coach always has these golden nuggets and everybody's just helping. And that's kind of been the biggest thing that I've noticed since making the transition.
Oh, that's dope, man.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Insight.
So if you had to pick one offensive lineman to model your game after, who is that one offensive lineman that you look at and be like, I want to play like him, or I'm going to model my game after him?
Man, there's a few guys I like to watch. Obviously, you got the Lane Johnson. That's the top of the top. Love him, man. Panay Sewell, he's a really one of those guys that, he kind of is my body type, not too tall, but he's just an athlete. And then a dude I actually watched a lot last year, he played at Washington, just got picked up by the Steelers, Troy, I can't say his last name, but he was a
Yeah.
tackle at Washington, and he's actually from Vegas. And so, I kind of watched him. He's a very smooth player, athletic, but he lays the wood for sure.
Yeah. I really liked that Washington O-line last year, and I'm a Steelers fan, so you right up my alley with that one. So I
Yeah.
definitely rock with that. I was happy with that pick. I'll say that.
Great pick.
Okay, so all right, let me see. What kind of questions the chat got? Let's see what the fans want answer. Well, matter of fact, I got one last question. One last personal question. Or it's not really personal, but so I know it's kind of hard to gauge because you guys haven't played a game yet, but I think it's only like 2 returning guys from the O-line that played last season. And I guess, how do you feel the camaraderie is on and off the field? Because you said earlier at the beginning that y'all were getting pretty close. But how do you feel like just as a unit, the O-line kind of feels, just compared to your last team maybe?
I think this team, a lot of these guys, they were almost, I don't know how to say it, but that last group that they had, it was just broken. It wasn't what an O-line should be. As a group, you need to be close, like on and off the field, like you're saying. And I think we're really building that off the field aspect. And even like I was saying, when we came back, man, everybody just missed each other. It was hugs. It was, man,
That's
it was
crazy.
good, brother. Like, let's get back to work. And I think that's kind of the biggest thing is like, this feels like almost like a new revival for everyone. And so everybody kind of feels this like new like resurgence of the group and just kind of this like new spirit that's in the room. And so I think that's kind of been the biggest thing, and it's just translating over to the field. We're starting to learn the playbook. Like in the spring, it was a little bit rocky. Now we're starting to go back over it again. We're nails on it. We're going through this a lot faster, and we have confidence. And I think that's what you need to win games is confident, close group.
Facts.
So I got a rapid fire section, man. I'm about to give it to you.
Let's go.
Which SEC team are you most excited about facing?
Man, that's a good question. There's a lot of games I'm excited for. But I want LSU. I really want LSU. There's something I want them.
Yeah, somebody must have coached you on what we like to hear.
Okay.
That's big
all right.
for us as Hog fans.
What's your favorite NFL team?
I'm a Raiders fan. Finally got a team in Vegas.
Okay.
The black and gold, man. Or the black and silver. Jeez, not the steel.
Hold on.
What area have you improved on the most since becoming a Razorback?
Just knowledge of the game, and just building confidence in my game too, and just trusting in what I'm doing. That's kind of been the biggest jumps I've made from spring ball. Is just kind of, I've been doing this for 3 years now, just starting to see blitzes a little bit faster, and then at the end of the day, just being confident in what I'm doing out there and trusting my technique.
Okay. If football wasn't an option for Fernando Carmona, what would you be doing?
I really want to just be with my brother, help him out with his podcast, and just kind of he's starting to do his own like little thing. I can't really speak too much on it, but he's trying to build a podcast studio. So hopefully that all works out for him, and I'll be with him, and we could just be that brother duo that hopefully can do some special things.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
What area on the team needs the most work?
The area on the team, I think we can still get closer. I think there's gaps, and I think part of that is just there's so many transfers. Like I look like when you're playing that film earlier, I'm looking at that film and I'm like, man, there's a lot of dudes that are missing or not even missing, they're just not on the team anymore.
Right.
It's crazy.
So I think just kind of building, you can never be too close as a team. You know what I'm saying? There's no such thing. And so I think just right now is just getting closer. We're grinding all together, but there's just that next step that we could take as being brotherhood.
How do you guys accomplish that? How do you guys put that together?
I think kind of what we did today, man. Like we had a big workout earlier on in the morning, and then later on in the afternoon, we were like, all right, man, we're all going to the pool. And so we all went out to the pool. We just all just kicked it out there. Before I got onto this podcast, I was out there with the boys, just kicking it, playing some water volleyball, just having fun. That's kind of the biggest thing. Either just getting outside of the facility. That's kind of the biggest thing, is hanging out. Because there's one thing hanging in the facility, and then there's another thing hanging outside of the facility.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Who's the leader of getting everybody together?
There's a few guys, man. Honestly, Talon was there today. So Talon, once you get the quarterback going, everybody's like, all right, like let's hop on board. Let's all go to the pool. But just kind of different guys from different groups, different position groups will be like, hey, we're going to the pool later. It just kind of spreads around the locker room. You know how that goes. You walk past somebody, hey man, come out there today. It's just everybody's just sharing the love.
Okay. These, you got any more questions?
Man, I got one more question, man. And this one is not football related whatsoever. This is more of a kickback, fun, get to know you type question. So you're a Vegas guy.
Right.
What was your favorite food back home? And then transitioning to the South, what's the best thing you've had since you've been here?
Back home, man, I love the Mexican food out there. We have some fire stuff. We have this place called Roberto's, and man, Roberto's hits so good at 11 o'clock at night. Butter fried, it's bad, man. But transitioning out here, man, has been the barbecue. Like you can't recreate the barbecue over there. And I got my place. I'm a big rights guy. Well,
okay.
I love going there, man. They have the best. I mean, they have the best barbecue, but they also have the best cheeseburgers. You got to try it.
I'm gonna have to try that next time I'm up northwest. OD know a little bit more about Fayetteville than I do, but I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Fayetteville's a cool spot, man. It's laid back. It's not a whole lot of stuff going on outside of just good vibes, man. So I'm sure you definitely gonna love Fayetteville. I got one more question for you, and you mind taking some questions from the chat?
Of course.
Okay, cool. So my last question was about expectations, man. So I'm saying you're going to be first couple of rounds of the draft. How do you handle the pressure that comes along with those expectations?
Man, a lot of it's just taking it day by day. I hear about that stuff, but none of that matters until that time comes. And to be honest with it, like I haven't really proven anything yet. I've only done my work in the Mountain West, and not saying the Mountain West isn't good, but there's a whole nother step that I have to accomplish, and I think I'm on the right track. I'm working my butt off to be on the right track, but you just never know until you get there. So all you can really do is just put your head down and just hope for the best.
Okay, cool. That's what's up.
Humble.
Absolutely. Deezy, you got any more questions before we let the hog pen ask the questions?
Man, let's get in the chat, man. Let's see what the people feeling.
All right, so last year there was a running joke on the podcast. We had one of our members. He ain't here right now. We call him Mr. 11-1. He said we was going 11-1. So we got a question from the chat. Big Man Ross says, "Are we going 11-1?"
I believe so. Let's go. I believe so. I truly do. Like I think the way that we are working, and obviously I haven't been on an 11-1 team, and but the way that we're bonding as a team and the way we're going to work, I've never been a part of something like this, and it feels different, and I feel confident in saying we'll go 11-1.
Okay.
Wow. Big.
We got another question from Big Man Ross. He says, "Who has been showing out the most in practice, and who's going to have the big year?" I guess that's what he wanted to say on that last part.
I'm gonna have to go with my guy in the linebacker room, Sorry, number 10. That guy is a dog. He's a hustler to the ball. He works his tail off every day. I'm expecting a big year from him, man. And just kind of the way he goes about his work, man. I'm excited to see what he does out there on the field. And then on the offensive side, this always kind of has confused me, and people don't give him enough love, is JJ, the running back from Utah. I think that dude is, obviously we have yet to get to the field, but he's proven stuff in his past at Utah, but I don't feel like he's gotten enough love, and people will find out this year though.
Yeah, we don't know him yet. So I think that's what the biggest thing comes from with the Razorback fans, is that we don't know him. We see him in practice, we saw him at the spring game, but Hog fans, man, they so loyal to the players, man, and we see a player that's been here for a while, we like, oh yeah, we know what to expect, and that's where the love comes from the Razorback fans. So once we see him on that field, we see what he can do. You'll hear us talking about him a lot.
Already known.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Hey, tell him to watch this podcast. We give him a lot of love.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you answered this question. Who is the most difficult person to block on the line? So yep. I think you answered that one already. Transplanted Texan, he says, you guys look tight with Taylor. Will that relationship motivate you and the O-line to protect your quarterback even more this season?
Man, I guess there is an aspect to it. I think it's more so, I don't think you can really protect even harder just because you care about somebody. I think nobody really wants to give up a sack at the end of the day. But no, Taylor does put forth the effort of just kind of being close with us, and we really do feel it, man. Like we really do work our tails off to hopefully make him a star quarterback in the SEC.
Okay. We got Joey Gerke. How big is Petrino's playbook?
Man, it's pretty extensive, and but everything's just so thought out, and so you're not really doing something. You're just like, what am I doing this for? Like, how does this even work? Like, this doesn't really make sense. Everything gets put in. You're like, yeah, like that makes sense. And so to basically answer the question, it's very big. I honestly can't really process it with my head. I've just got a bunch of information in there, and I kind of try to tail it all together. But there's a lot. So Taylor's job, I don't know how the heck he does it. Knowing both run and pass, man.
So I'm gonna veer off because I got a question now. When you guys as offensive linemen, the quarterback just basically makes the protection call, and you guys know what to do.
Right.
Okay, so you guys don't really got to know all the plays. You just got to know the protection.
Right. But then there's different aspects into it. Obviously, like you have to know, like, all right, he's going to say this protection. This means that there's a tight end and a running back in, or there's a running back in shotgun in this one. Or there's a bunch of different variations, but for the most part, it's pretty simple. He definitely has a hard job.
Yeah. Man, now I got another question. When somebody isn't doing their job, who on the offensive line holds that person accountable?
Josh Braun. I think as a group, we definitely all hold each other accountable, but Josh Braun's just kind of like that unk. He's the uncle of the group, man. He kind of holds everything down. He's been in college football for, it feels, about 10 years. So he kind of holds it down, man, and we just kind of follow after his lead.
Hey,
that's fine.
That's what's up. Ribs or pulled pork? Which one?
Oh, ribs. I love ribs, man.
Yes,
I love me
sir.
some pork, don't get me wrong, but there's nothing better than just kind of digging into some ribs. I'm going to have me some for dinner tonight.
Y'all done got him motivated.
All right, we got Pigpen says, does Petrino use easy terminology, or do the plays have super long names attached?
Like I said, man, there's only a really small part that we as the offensive line listen to. But I've really heard some crazy names. There's definitely some stuff where I'm like, man, that's pretty long. But no, he tries to really keep it simple. Like, he's definitely made it simple for us to understand and grasp. What I heard from past players that have played here before in his old playbook, it was way harder. So we're
That's cool. That's cool. I'm glad it's simplified.
yeah.
So yeah.
Facts.
Wes, he wants to know which guys are the most vocal on the team.
Obviously, you got Landon Jackson, who's very vocal. JB, number 11, he's definitely stepped up as a leader. Being a younger guy, he's definitely stepped up.
Braxton.
Talon, Braxton. Talon, obviously, he's very vocal. Being the quarterback, he gives his input, and there's a lot of guys that kind of speak up, and I think that's what's kind of cool is there's leaders, but you don't really feel it because everybody's holding each other to such a high standard. Everybody's, because there's just a bunch of transfers, a bunch of new people just trying to make names for themselves, a bunch of young guys trying to work their way up. So I think that's kind of been what's really cool is we're all kind of holding each other to the standard where, yeah, you have your leaders, but other people are leading just as much as the leaders are.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's a lot of respect.
Yeah.
Yes, lots of respect around the team.
I like
No
that.
ego.
Yeah, I love to hear that. Love to hear that. Last question, man. We're going to let you get on with your Friday, man. I know you're ready to get out and have a good time.
Appreciate you, man.
Get to them ribs.
Absolutely. The one player that nobody is talking about that's going to surprise the Razorback Nation.
Should I say for this season or just kind of up and coming?
That you've seen like put in that work, whether defense, offense, that person that you like, he going to be special. It may not be this year. It may be next year, but he's going to be special one day.
Okay. I'll give two for both sides. For offense, Kobe, I can't think of his last name. He's a freshman. And this kid is about 6'5".
Backup right guard.
Yes. Massive.
Is it Brennan?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brandon, Brian. I
Yeah.
can't really remember.
Yeah. He from Fort Smith.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Just tremendous, just kid person off the field. And even on the field, he's just this smart. Going in as a freshman in spring ball and playing as second string and playing to the caliber that he was playing, this kid has a super bright future. And I'm excited just because not only the player he is, but also the character he is off the field. And then on the defensive side, Quincy Rhodes. That kid, he has all the tools to be great, and he puts in the work day in and day out. And you can just tell, like he doesn't have this super big ego. He puts in the work, and he's waiting for his time. Like he knows it's right around the corner, and I'm excited to see him just kind of ball out. Because I had to block him a few times in the spring game, and I was like, man, give this kid a few more years. Not even a few more years, just a few more months. This kid's gonna be dangerous.
Man, that's cool.
Fine.
That's cool. Well, man, like I said, that was my last question, man. But I want you to tell the 100+ people in here watching right now what they can expect out of the Razorback football team this year.
You're gonna get a very hungry team. We hear the doubt, and we're working day in and day out to just make people proud to be a Hogs fan. And I've only been here for 4 or 5 months, but I take pride in wearing this hog every day and just kind of driving past that stadium. Like it means something to me. It means something to this team, and I think you're really going to feel that come August.
Okay. Well, man, again, man, we really thank you for coming on and talking offensive line with us, man. We learned, I learned a lot. So you answered a few of my questions that I had. I'm sure DZ did too, man. I'm sure everybody in the chat appreciates and everybody who's going to watch the video afterwards. Man, we wish you the best, man. We'll be rooting for you, man, and much success to you, man. And hey, go Hogs, baby.
Appreciate you guys. Go Hogs, man. Woo Pig.
Woo Pig.
Woo Pig, baby.
Take care.
All right, man. We appreciate
All right,
everybody
Doc.
for coming in and kicking it with us today, man. It's been a great show. Man, don't forget, make sure that you like the video if you have not done so. If you come and hit afterwards, I want you to do something for me. I want this video to get to 600 likes. I want 600 people to hit that like button. If you still here, you a real one. Make sure you hit the like button for your boys. Hey, we about to go have a good Friday with our family. We want you guys to do the same. Be safe out there, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Yeah, it's the 501, baby. You know how we get down on the Whoop podcast. Shout out OD, shout out G Holmes, it's the bag.